it coincided with the top. I would never have spotted that as promptly by looking at the graphs.
Yeah, it's much. I think there's a lot to be said for that, where you've got the price at the same time as what you're measuring.
Yeah.
We're working on getting that put into the Hercules application. I'm not much of a programmer, but that is difficult.
Okay. This might not be quite the time to mention this, but you have mentioned in the past and used it all the time on your videos, you're marking up your charts, and you said once you had a nifty piece of software to do that marking on there. Is that something you could share with us?
Oh, sure. It's called Camtasia Studio. Oh. The website is techsmith.com. Okay, good idea. Yes?
Okay, my question is about, I seem to feel kind of left out on where to download all of these things like T2FW and so forth. I've got the old version of Hercules, but how do I get the new one, et cetera, et cetera. Do you have any place on the website that actually shows us how to download all these?
I may not know. You mean like a video showing you where to download, or
just any you know, any little thing we can click and say these are the new additions to what we should have to make it simple for us to do those sorts of things.
Sean will have that whipped up in 20-30 minutes, right?
Is that more technically challenging than it should be?
Not really. If you look on the left side of the website, you can go into either software, if you're looking for a software download, or documents, and get a document download.
Okay. Yeah, an awful lot of times your new website just isn't working.
So we need Hercules on the website.
Yeah.
You can just all line up right in front of Sean. He's the young guy back there, ignoring
dear
me
Sean.
at the moment. No, we'll get it up there. Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you.
On the TF2W, what I'd appreciate if, along with the recommendation, whatever it is, you know, possible trade, that there be a timestamp in that message. Because if you switch from like 15 minutes to an hour, it comes back up, you get the same recommendations, but the timestamp is the timestamps of your computer.
The bar, right.
So you don't know what, if it was now, 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago.
Yeah, so that's another problem with MetaTrader. And we're working
I don't
through
mind
that.
repeating the information, but if the timestamp
it needs
was
to be
there,
useful though.
yeah, but if the timestamp was in the recommendation, then you would know, okay, well that was 5 hours ago, ignore it.
Right.
But right now, it's not there, so you don't know what it really means.
Yeah, the newer version, in the pop-up box that says here's a signal, it'll give you the time. But when you reload it, we're still having a problem with the old stuff getting triggered. And we're working through a way to do it.
Well, it would seem as though whenever the computer generated the signal, that time could just be put into the message and you'd be done.
Did I mention there were Russian programmers? I have no
They're
idea.
good.
Yeah, I don't know why they do it that way. I'm joking about that, of course. I mean,
but that would be an easy,
program.
whatever time the computer is going to generate the solution, it has that time. Put that in as the preface to the message.
Right.
And then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, we're working through it. We've got well, it's programming mumbo jumbo to me, but we're making it work.
Hi, Mac.
Hi.
You recommend that we go to the Swiss organization, MIG.
Right.
I went in there and a long time ago when you first mentioned it. And I evidently didn't use their practice demo thing for a while. And after 30 days, they don't want you to use it unless you open an account. Are we required to open an account there to use that? Or is Interbank FX Forex MetaTrader 4 going to work just as well?
No, MIG is the best option right now. Over the weekend, we're going to make a update that will let you go to any MetaTrader version. If your account expires with MetaTrader, you click on File and then Open an Account and fill in the information there, and they'll just give you a brand new demo. I do it all the time.
At MIG. Okay. One other question. You talked about the Hercules measuring all the various activity with all the various pairs.
Yes.
And that's the source of the information that it puts up there?
Yes.
Do you have access to level 2?
We're not using it in this Hercules, no. And what he
that-
means by level 2, for those of you who don't know, level 1 is, here's the bid, here's the ask. Okay, that's level 1. Level 2, or a market depth, is where you can go out and see where other banks or other people have orders. So what he's asking is, are you looking at where other people's orders are sitting? The reason why we don't is because we're only concerned with what's been traded, not with what's being shown. Because guys like me, we would come in and show maybe a big offer trying to pressure the market down. So I would use that to fake people out. So if you use level 2 data and you don't know what you're doing, you can get into a lot of trouble. So we only look at traded volume.
So again, if I want to get back on a MIG demo account, I can?
Yes.
Again, how's that done?
Click on File,
Yeah.
and then Open an Account.
Okay, thank you.
That's it. Yep.
Question about, in Dallas, you showed TradeStation, and actually I think there were 4 or 5 different things you were working on, and I actually tried on my own to replicate one of those, had a great deal of difficulty, and sent you an email, which I'm not sure you got or didn't get, requesting, could we see the actually the code that you use to generate your back testing? Now, I don't know if that's, you can't do it a legal thing or whatever, but as a related thing, I guess I'd like, if that's possible, to see what you use to generate those, you know, those 4 systems or whatever.
Okay.
You know, there was like the opening of the sessions, you know, the JPY trader and the GP trader. If we could actually see that code, and because I have a TradeStation account, I'd like to mess with that.
Right.
The second thing is, as a suggestion, I mean, TradeStation requires it's either $100 or a lot of trades, but
Right.
But if you were to take what you're doing on MetaTrader, isn't that a more robust platform? You could, I mean, you could, for the people that wanted to just follow it, you could do that, or if the people that wanted to actually do auto trading, we could do that in addition if we had access to, you know what I'm saying, for the TF2W. Not that you want to spend a bunch of money making it, you know, in TradeStation, but.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'll put it on a TradeStation or not. I know Cecil has a whole bunch of TradeStation indicators as well as MetaTrader as well.
Okay.
It was really more because most people just aren't going to use TradeStation.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's $100 a month, or you've got to do 10 full lot trades or 100 minis a month.
And then with regard to the first question, you're going to think about whether you'd allow us to see what your code
Probably
was for
not.
the back testing? Probably not. Okay.
Because that's the secret sauce, if you will. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Yeah. One more?
Yeah, maybe one more. It's about lunchtime. But on the TF2W, when we have that little blue arrow coming into the screen, I think it would be helpful if there was like an assurance of strength with that arrow. I know you've been having the little S's and L's that you said you were going to do away with, but we get that blue arrow comes in, and it's for down or it's for up, or the red arrow, red arrow going down, blue arrow going up. If, in addition to that arrow, there was a sort of on a scale of 1 to 10, like in Hercules, something that would measure, because sometimes it's okay, it just seems safe enough, it's click, go ahead, and maybe other times it's not quite with the assurance. Like maybe the other day on a yen, you were saying, go ahead and go short just as the yen was starting to shoot upwards, and it was going in the other direction. The other thing is to have an on-off switch for these, because I find it showing up in my 4-hour chart where I don't want it. I want it on the 1-hour chart.
Yeah, well, if you don't want it on the chart, the easiest thing to do would be just to take it off.
But it always pops back up. It seems to want to pop back up again. Once you have it there, how do you get rid of it?
Yeah, you can.
Can we indicate delete? Okay,
yeah,
I'll try that.
You can either right-click on the chart, which will bring up a menu, and then click on Indicator List, and it'll list it off for you. You can just delete it from there.
All right, I'll try that.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Oh yeah, what he's saying is you can when you're putting it on your chart, you can tell it only show it if this is a 1 hour chart, or only show it if it's a 4 hour chart. That is another solution. Thank you.
Just to clarify that I understand.